It's BBC Radio Gloucestershire with Jon, and it's time to meet today's star of the breakfast show.
Hi Jon, this is Diatom Dave at Fun Science Cheltenham, and I'm today's star of the show. Next week we'll be running 2 fantastic interactive science days for children aged 4 to 11 at Bourneside School. Would you like to know more? Then keep listening.
So what is going on? Diatom Dave, morning.
Morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for joining me on the show this morning. So I love the name, Diatom Dave. Tell me a bit about you and tell me what you do and where the name comes from, Dave.
Yeah, can do. So I'm Diatom Dave. Kids call me DD generally. And I run Fun Science Cheltenham, which is a provider of science-themed workshops, clubs, parties, all over Gloucestershire. I work in schools, I work in people's homes, at party venues, all over the place. The name, a diatom, is a kind of a plankton, which is basically a bit like Goldilocks. They're very fussy about where they choose to live. And they also have these shells, which will last for millions of years. So when they die, they sink to the bottom of the sea and they form a sort of a column, which you can read, which oceanographers can read like a time machine, and they can tell what the weather was like a million years ago.
Wow. See, already being inspired with science this morning. This is nice. See, I thought a diatom was... Is it something else as well? Using, like, when you're doing sort of electrical experiments or something. Is that a diatom as well, or is that something different?
Yeah, there is another meaning for it as well, yes.
Okay.
That's right.
Oh, great. No, I mean, I don't know where that's come from. Somewhere in sort of GCSE physics or something, somewhere in my brain. But anyway, never mind. So tell me a bit more about Fun Science then and what you do, because I guess we're building up to half term now, aren't we? So what's going on with you, Dave?
Yeah, that's right. So I've been very busy recently. So we're getting ready for half term, which is going to feature a 2-day workshop for children aged 4 to 11. It's going to be at Bourneside School. It's on the 14th and the 15th of February. And we're going to have 2 full days of exciting interactive activities.
So how did you get into all of this? Do you have a science background? Do you have a teaching background? Tell me a bit more about you.
Oh, no, I couldn't be a teacher. Hats off to teachers. No, I do have a BSc, so a Bachelor of Science in Earth Sciences. And then I actually went into media and communications and journalism for many years. And then I've sort of gone back to my roots, got interested in science. It's kind of a family business. My dad was a chemist, my mum was a chemist, my little brother is a biochemist. And so I'm sort of coming back into the fold. I've been doing Fun Science for about 5 years now. Started off up in Yorkshire, and now here we are running the show down in Gloucestershire.
Do you find that when people come in, those young people come through the doors, they're kind of immediately captured? Is there a bit of work in getting them interested in science? Talk me through those sorts of conversations that you have.
Yeah, it's a bit of both, really. So we do birthday parties as well, which are great fun. And I'll always ask the children at the beginning, who likes science? And about 2/3 of them will go, yay! And the other third will go, meh. And so then it's my job to win over those mehs, win over the meh, turn the mehs into yeahs.
Oh.
And I generally can. And if nothing else works, then I set myself on fire. And they love that.
I thought you were joking, but now I think you're being serious.
No, I do. There's a little, my sort of grand finale at the end of our birthday parties is I set my hand on fire.
Sounds quite painful. Worth saying at this point, I don't normally do these disclaimers, but don't try this at home, right, Dave? You're a professional and you know what you're doing.
No, absolutely not. And I always say the same thing. Most of our experiments you can do at home, and they're great fun to explore at home. But no, this one is professional stunt scientists only.
It must be lovely when you then get that 1/3 who come back and they go, and they've turned the mehs into yes, and they love it, right? Talk me through what goes through your head when you see those looks on their faces.
Oh, it's fantastic, especially because when I was at school, I wasn't that into science myself. I was more of an arts and humanities kind of student. I was good at history. I was good at English. I was quite good at foreign languages. And I think I was being a bit of a rebel in a very nerdy sort of way by not following sciences like my parents had. And I remember being won over to science, and it's a great feeling when you realise that there's all sorts of things around you, things that you encounter every day that you've never thought of the science behind. And when you read a little bit about it, and it sets your brain thinking about just how incredible the universe is and how it all sort of fits together. It's great to see that spark in other children's eyes as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. And so your parents then, are they from the world of sort of science? And if I say proper science, I mean that in a nice way, Dave.
Yeah, no, I remember when I first started this fun science thing, I sent my brother a picture of myself in a lab coat and saying, look, I'm a scientist as well. And he sent a WhatsApp back saying, you're not a real scientist though, are you? Oof. But yeah, my dad worked in industrial chemicals and pharmaceuticals. My mum was a lab technician in a hospital, so they have a very chemistry, very mathsy sort of background. But what we do with the kids is not very mathsy at all. It's really the big picture stuff, whether you're talking about the solar system or about atoms. It's big picture, no numbers, all fun facts.
Sounds great, Dave. Where do you go to find out more about what's going on at Bourneside next week, or just what you do with fun science more generally?
Yeah, you can find out more on our Facebook page, which if you just search for Fun Science Cheltenham, we should pop up. If you're a parent looking for childcare, there's details about our holiday clubs, teachers who might be looking for in-school workshops, after-school clubs, or we're gearing up for British Science Week 2024 as well, which is in March. So if they would like to know more about what we're doing there, you can find out on Facebook, and there should be our email address as well, so you can drop me a line.
Brilliant. You're not off to set yourself on fire now, are you, Dave? You promised me.
Not right now,
okay.
No. I am doing a sort of science, though. I'm sitting here and petting my cat.
Oh, who's your cat?
My cat is called Primula Baggins.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. Why Primula Baggins?
Oh, you would have to ask my wife. Apparently it's a Lord of the Rings character. But studies have shown that petting cats reduces cortisol in your brain, which is a stress hormone. So I'm hacking my brain by petting a cat.
Oh, well, there we go. I learned something today. So go home and pet your cat and reduce the cortisol. Dave, thanks for joining me. Thanks for being the star of the breakfast show this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Jon Smith, BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
Diatom Dave, Fun Science Cheltenham, star of the breakfast show today. Learn something there. See, setting yourself on fire and petting cats. What more could you want to start your Wednesday morning after a slightly damp night? We'll get the latest news and sport with